What's up, Packers fans? Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on Wednesday morning. The Packers will be back on the practice field later today. We'll hear from Matt LaFleur, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers. But most importantly, we're going to hear from you fine folks right here in the comments section of Cheesehead TV, all the social channels, kicking it. Of course, the big news this morning, the Patriots released a player. Stephon Gilmore has been released, the former All-Pro corner, who undoubtedly will be highly sought after on the open market. I've already been absolutely inundated with questions about the Packers possibly signing him. The answer is probably not. Undoubtedly, the Packers will have interest. We'll make the phone call, and Gilmore's agents will turn around and go, look, see, the Packers are interested, and they will drive up the price for someone else to sign him. This is a dance we have danced many times before. I do not doubt the Packers will dance it again. And Packers fans will shake their fists and get their pitchforks out and say that Brian Gutekunst isn't doing his job, when in reality, um, Brian's doing exactly what he said he'd do and be in every conversation. Doesn't mean you're going to sign every single guy. Certainly not a guy coming off an injury whose play had slipped a little bit and wants to get PAID paid. So with that out of the way, I'm sure no one else will ask anything about it. Vince, thanks for the super chat. Would you rather be Gunter on Julio in the NFC Championship game or Urban Meyer when his players laughed in front of him? You have 10 seconds. Choose wisely. I think that's easy. That's Za'Darius Gunter, right? Any sentient human being knows that Gunter was overmatched and put in a position he was never meant to be in. Urban Meyer put himself in that situation. That's not even close. Not even close. Gunter all day. Jeezy baby, thanks for the super chat. Why does football site throw the Packers name around for signing free agents? They have 0.1% chance they sign them. Because, Jeezy, this is the way it works. They're not throwing it around. The Packers make a call and or tell the agent, yep, we will be interested if and when he gets released. We will be interested. And then the agent goes, oh, hi, member of the media who's on my speed dial. Yep, Packers are interested. And then they put it out there. That's how that works. More often than not. It's always not every single time that direct, but more often than not, that's how it works. They're not throwing the name around. There's genuine interest. The Packers check in on everything, as Brian said they would. That's not on the media. It's so random. Aaron, why does Banky hate Peter Bukowski so much? He doesn't like his online presence. Let's say that. And we've talked about this on the show. It's no secret. Peter can be, an acquired taste. I've met Peter in life, and we've had beers together, and I think he's a fine guy, and I think he's totally cool in person. But I also know that he rubs people the wrong way online, and I also know that Peter kind of leans into that, So I think because Corey's never met Peter, it really kind of exacerbates the situation. If I tell Corey all the time, if you actually met Pete, I think they'd be cool and they'd be totally fine. But since they've never met in life and all Corey knows is what he sees on Twitter, that's why. And Corey is not a big fan of Well Actually, and like Pete's whole existence as well, actually. Dustin, thanks for the super chat. Nags, I went to bed last night and began to dream that we signed Jalen Smith and Stephon Gilmore. Then I woke up and realized we have no money. I mean, no money, true, but you can, if you want to sign a guy, you can make the room. You can make it work. It's not so much no money. It's just Jalen Smith is absolutely washed, and Stephon Gilmore is going to get paid somewhere else. Bill, thanks for the super chat. So Rodgers does have a no trade clause. Sorry if you've already expanded on this, but I thought Goot said there were no changes to that. I could be mistaken. I thought there was one instituted after, because I know Gutekunst said that at his initial press conference, but that was prior to the signing on the dotted line version of the deal. So possibly, maybe there hasn't been one inserted. I thought Schefter had put that out there. And this fucking story, Schefter is the one who's clued into Rodgers' side. So I'll have to go back and look. I got to admit, it's been a while. I've tried to put it out of my mind. Brad, morning, Nags. Glad to catch live. Glad to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. What are my thoughts on the Urban situation? It was always a absolute disaster waiting to happen. Didn't know how it was going to work as far as what the actual disaster would be, but this fits. Urban Meyer's a turd, man. Shad Khan wanted a big name, no NFL head coaching experience, thinks he's got it all figured out from the college level. Like, it's the worst, man. It was always going to implode. Happened a little earlier than I thought it would, but yeah, it's not really worth the time. Dean, thanks for the super chat. Bro, that stash is epic. Well done, sir. Packers keep winning. Stash sticks around. It's going to only get more robust. God help us all. I'm going to end up looking like fucking Sam Elliott by the end of the season. Michael, thanks for the super chat. The actually, Willie Davis is the all-time sack leader guy. Isn't a fan of actually. There's a big difference here. Big difference. Corey was out in front of everybody saying Willie Davis is the sack leader. People don't come up to somebody on the random street and say, Clay Matthews is the sack leader, and then Corey bombards them with, well, actually, the blah 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 blah. That's Corey's style. Corey is just trumpeting that Willie Davis is the sack leader. Now you may disagree with him, but and also, by the way, Pro Football Reference now has proven Corey correct. So there's a big difference. Big difference, Michael. Big difference. Urban Meyer should go to ESPN so I never have to see him again. Nice, Scott. Well played. Wow. Into Streets Gaming is in here talking about people needing to use their brain while typing a run-on sentence with no punctuation. So Into Streets, I would look inward first, buddy. That's what I would do. Deep down, we are all actually people. Michael, maybe in your world, I have shed myself of them. Thanks. Nags, who will you go for as Halloween if that mustache is still in effect? Hopefully, I'll go as Doc Holliday. How's that? Josh Nijman is developing reliability. What happens when Jenkins and then Bakhtiari return to the Packers roster? Mick, Josh goes back on the bench. That's what happens. No two ways about it. Mario. I'll go as Mario. There you go. Damn. Leisure, I see you, buddy. So all that said about Gilmore, would you think A-Rod reaches out to Gilmore as Brady did for Sherman? Also, Tampa has cap issues now, per ESPN reported this morning. Well, I mean, Packers have cap issues. It's not like Packers are sitting pretty with the cap. Will A-Rod reach out? I don't know, but Davante Adams literally said, call me on the bottom of his Insta post. So maybe Davante Adams makes that call. But I know GM Aaron Rodgers, let's see what kind of moves he makes. Nags, Beatles or Stones? Oh, it's always Beatles. Look, I love the Stones. I love their attitude. They're phenomenal, but it's the Beatles every single time. Come on. Yeah. Because Ned Flanders. Yeah, that'd work. It's critical Green Bay gets to 6-1 prior to our stretch of schedule hell. It's critical they win on Sunday. Look, I understand, yes, you want to absolutely stack wins and you want to stay ahead of the pack, so to speak, before the quote-unquote tough part of your schedule, but you don't know what those teams are going to look like when they're at 3-1 now. So 3 weeks from now, the entire landscape of the league could look different. Yes, certain teams are trending certain ways, but before Sunday, the Rams looked unbeatable, and then, they turn the ball over a bunch against Arizona and they lose a game. Happens like that, and then injuries come into play. Sometimes, things happen in the course of an NFL season, especially throughout a month, that you don't need to worry. Don't worry about the quote hell part of the schedule. Worry about Sunday. They got to beat the Bengals. After that, it doesn't matter. All that matters is Sunday. That's all that matters. Michael, thanks for the super chat. Is there anything more perfect than the Packers playing their first international game in 2022 in Germany? Oh, please, Jesus. Did they just announce that? Is that official? God, I hope so, because I am absolutely going to that game. And it's got to be in October and for Oktoberfest. Nagler, Jenkins starts as a tight end and gets a TD with Yash on the O-line. Okay, cool. I'm down for it. Arizona is boring. Banky. Have you been to Arizona? Worst Super Bowl I ever attended was the one in Arizona. Awful. Man, Arizona's not it at all. Hey, Nags, what are the Bengals' strengths? Whoa, sorry. He's usually right. Okay, easy, Matt. Hey, Nags, what are the Bengals' strengths and weaknesses as I see it? Something I'm going to dive into today, and I'll talk about it on Transplants tonight. But in the cursory kind of look at the team that I've had through the first couple weeks here, Burrow's taken a nice step as a young quarterback. He had a rough go of it in Chicago, no doubt, but obviously the receivers are helping. Mixon, I know, got banged up, but they've got a lot to work with on offense. On defense, I think the Packers can move the ball. I think they're definitely going to put up points, but um, I do think, this week in particular, sometimes it's all about timing, right? And Jair, who knows what's going to happen with Jair if he's going to be able to play? I would doubt it. So maybe you've got Kevin King back, but man, that secondary for the Packers up against the weapons the Bengals can roll out there, that's going to be a problem. That is going to be an issue. Dustin, thanks for the super chat. Next, Ron Burgundy for Halloween. It's another good one. I like it. Jeremy, morning, Nags. With Jenkins playing so well at left tackle and now Yash, I know it's soon, but do you see the team maybe trading Bakhtiari after the season? No. What? Why do people want to get rid of good players? Fantasy football has warped your freaking minds. No. That's depressed the hell out of me. Nicholas, thanks for the super chat. Is it just me, or does it feel like Cobb brings more passion to his interviews than he used to? I don't know. I guess it's just you, because I haven't noticed anything different, but maybe. I know he's happy to be back. I think that's coming through. So maybe that's, coming through as passion, and he's excited. And I think there is an element of lots of people raised their eyebrows when they made that trade, especially since it was just about getting Aaron Rodgers back in the fold, and to see him out there producing, probably in a way that people thought he wasn't capable of. Brian said point blank, he wouldn't have made that trade. He wouldn't have brought Cobb back. The Packers moved on for a reason. So I think there's a bit of an element of told you I still got it, from Randall this year. Definitely. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the Patreon happy hour last evening. I suggest to all, well worth the small monthly bill. Chris, thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the support on Patreon. The happy hour has really grown into a really lovely kind of weekly therapy session almost. Talk ball, we talk life, talk a lot of different stuff. And it's a real community. Like, I think, we kind of just started it just because the pandemic was going on and needed a way to connect to people, but it's really grown into a nice community. And people who do join for the first time tend to kind of stick around. And I think it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of, sometimes things get heated, not always kumbaya, but it's, I think everyone's there, respectfully and in love of the Packers, brings us all together from very, very different backgrounds. So yeah, no, it's a cool little kind of weekly event community. And I'm really glad you joined, and thank you for the support on Patreon. It is a very, very cool thing. Can Bojorquez play corner, Scott? I'm gonna say no, but you never know. Never know. Marshall, thanks for the super chat. What do you think it would take for Rodgers to re-sign a long-term deal with the Packers after the season? Go Pack, go. An act of God? A minor miracle? Something along those lines. Nagler, I'm guessing you answered the question of the day already. Big B, you're going to have to go back and watch. I'm not talking about it anymore. What is Patreon? Travis Smith. Patreon is a website for creators where the audience, viewers, listeners can support their favorite online creators. You go to patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. You can join at a number of different levels. All we ask for at the minimum is $5 a month. And, you get to support everything we do at Cheesehead TV. But I always say in these videos, like, I totally understand if people can't, won't, what have you. $5 a month is a little bit more than they can handle. I totally understand that, especially given the times we're living in. But people who do, really help. They're kind of the lifeblood of Cheesehead TV. It really helps. So it's just a way for you to show your support of the brand. That's all. Da-da-da-da-da. David, thank you for the support. Thank you very much. Hey, Aaron, heading to the UK next year when the pack come over? I hope so, Chris. If they're there in Germany, I'm telling you, Corey and I are going to be there. Make no mistake. And I tell you what, if they are in London, holy shit, we are going to have one epic pub crawl. My former brother-in-law has been begging me to come over there and hit up the pubs again. I can't wait. I cannot wait. That's whether it's London, whether it's Germany hopefully during Oktoberfest, whatever happens, Corey and I will be there, and it is going to be epic. Can't wait. What else we got? They are going to hold on to all the O-line players as long as possible. I mean, true, Andrew. The one question, you talk about what they're going to do long term. Elton's going to make it real tough on Russ Ball. There is zero doubt they are going to want him to get paid like a tackle. Now, I don't know if Brian and Russ are going to be able to swallow that pill, but that's down the road. Dave, thanks for the super chat. Seems like teams are all over Tunyon on tight end leak this year. Does that open anything else up? It all depends. It really depends on what they're working off of as far as levels go. We've seen a number of plays where Rodgers rolls out and there's someone in his face right away. People they need to get that zone stretch going a little bit more, I think, before that starts to open up, because Aaron hasn't even had a chance to look at, because you're talking about Tunyon leaking out, but traditionally, it's a bunch of different schemes do this. It's not specific to the Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur thing, but traditionally what they like to do is they roll him out. Guys are coming across the field in kind of a high, medium, and low. The tight end is usually the low. What you'd like to do is have Rodgers be able to roll out and scan the field and see if that deep guy's open, then come down to the intermediate, and if they're both covered, then hit the tight end. But so many times, especially early this year, you've seen Rodgers roll out. There's a guy right in his face. He's just got to get rid of it. So hopefully, like I said, they need to get that outside zone going, because once that happens, then they put that on tape enough, that end will start to crash down. I got to stop this. And that's when Aaron can get out free. But right now, teams are staying home because they're not afraid of the back. And I think the game against Pittsburgh should open up some of that, because you saw a number of times Dylan's big run. Aaron Jones had a couple of where, they had the line sliding and they see the backside cut and they get upfield. Well, if that back, either defensive end or outside linebacker, depending on which scheme they're facing, he starts crashing down to try and stop that. That's when Aaron can get free and make that kind of boot action work. But yeah, early on in the season, it definitely hasn't been there, because no one's really afraid of the zone stretch at the moment. Bedard just said he'd be shocked if the Pats can't work out a trade for Gilmore before today, and that NFL circle says Packers are most likely. Dope. Now we're talking. We'll see. We shall see. I'd be down for it. It wasn't Gunter's fault. Thank you, Matt. That is correct. John, thanks for the super chat. Regarding noon starts for people like me in places like Minnesota, late starts are what let us see the game. Like MN. You can't mean Minnesota. MN? What's MN? Mountain time? Don't know where MN is, but no, I don't know. But hey, man, are you a Packers fan or no? Get your ass out of bed. How's that? Dawson, thanks for the super chat. 3 for 3 on non-super chats answered. Thanks, Nags. Are the Patreon happy hours Brady Bunch video style? Thanks for all you do. Go Pack Go. A little more robust than that, but yeah, essentially. DirecTV gave me a $15 credit for missing the first quarter. I'd encourage any other customers to call and get one. Did they really, Daniel? That's amazing. It's not even DirecTV's fault. That's hilarious. CBS should be given it. Don't get me started. I see you, Daniel, trying to get me started. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to get going. Please join Corey and myself tonight, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Lambeau time, for the return of Packer Transplants Live. It's going to be fun. Always a good time chopping it up with Banky. In the meantime, be sure you check out Let's Talk Football. I spoke with Andy Herman about the Steelers game. And make sure you check out Pax What She Said live. The replay is up on the YouTube channel. Tons of great content for you guys. Thank you for the support. Please do hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.